But listen, Miss Pugh, don't speak over me. Miss Pugh, just because you say respectfully does not mean that you get to interrupt me. That's disrespectful, right? Hang on. Listen, Miss Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me.
Where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
You can go back with the bailiff. Go back with the bailiff. Get your own attorney or represent yourself if you don't like it.
Alright guys, today we've got a strict judge going head to head with an absolute idiot sovereign citizen, because this girl literally walked into court with a tiny piece of paper covered in the usual sovereign citizen BS script like she really thought she was going to drop some kind of legal bombshells and just walk out without handcuffs, and honestly I'm shocked this so-called flesh and blood person can even read, so this one is definitely going to be interesting. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this idiot, and let's go ahead and dive in to watch how this heated hearing plays out.
Good morning. Are you Janetta Pugh?
I am the beneficiary of that estate.
You're the what?
I am the beneficiary of that estate.
You're the beneficiary of what estate? Answer my questions, please, ma'am. I'm just trying to understand. Okay.
For the record, I recognize Ms. Pugh. She's been here before.
I do as well, for the record.
And I looked into Mr. Christopher Wiley. I can't find that person as a practicing lawyer in the state bar page, and I have not been contacted by anybody on Ms. Pugh's behalf.
All right, so Ms. Pugh, Mr. Lewis has been appointed to represent you at this point. Obviously, you know as well as anyone that you're in custody and we want to get your case taken care of. If you've hired or your family has hired another lawyer, then they have to contact the court so that we can do something with your case. And do you know if they've hired someone?
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree with your appointed foreign agents, considering that the first duty is to the state and will be considered conflict of interest.
Okay, so if you don't want, the only thing I can do, I'm appointing an attorney to you to help you, right? So if you don't want a court-appointed attorney, then your only option, two things. One is to represent yourself or to hire a lawyer. So if you don't like the way it works, then you do something different. So are you, listen to what I'm saying. Are you either going to represent yourself, or are you going to let Mr. Lewis represent you, or are you going to hire someone?
Objection, Your Honor. Respectfully, is this a court of record?
It is a court of record. So your objection's overruled.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
It's right here. It's called an indictment. And Mr. Lewis has a copy of it, and he can show it to you. So that would be the verified claim against you.
Okay. Your Honor, respectfully, Your Honor, there were writs that was filed to the case that still haven't been received.
I've received your petition for writ of habeas corpus, and it's denied.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, I demand to be released due to lack of evidence of stated claim and not being given the proper opportunity to obtain proper counsel defective defense.
It's overruled.
Okay.
You're running out, aren't you?
No, it's fine.
No, it is not fine at all. You're making a complete fool of yourself right now and everyone is loving it. And honestly, I'm really enjoying this judge's attitude because she's just sitting there patiently waiting for this girl to completely run out of steam while she rambles through her nonsense sovereign citizen script. And it's honestly hilarious because these people always think they've unlocked some secret legal cheat code when in reality the law obviously doesn't work like that, since courts have ruled over and over again that saying "I don't consent" doesn't magically make charges disappear, and that's just not how jurisdiction works. And I'm actually surprised this sovereign idiot can even read, because let's be real, that's a pretty rare sight in this community. But on a serious note, I really want to know how she even got to this point and what her thought process was, because she honestly seems like a sweet girl and she's being polite and saying "Your Honor," but this whole thing is just straight up embarrassing, since it's obvious she's completely lost and just grasping at straws. So let me know what you guys think about her, because I genuinely don't understand how someone can fall this deep down the rabbit hole. Like, it's one thing to read the sovereign citizen script and another thing entirely to actually try using it in court. something I'll probably never understand. But let's go ahead and dive back in because this one is definitely not over yet.
So here's the thing, Miss Pugh. I appreciate your position, but listen,
Respectfully, Your Honor,
Miss Pugh, don't
with my
speak over me.
incarceration, respectfully, Your Honor, with my incarceration being
Miss
involved-
Pugh, just because you say respectfully does not mean that you get to interrupt me. That's disrespectful, right? Hang on. Listen to me. Everything you have there is overruled. And here's one of the reasons why, is because you have a lawyer. And your lawyer will file the appropriate motion. You're interrupting me again, which is disrespectful. So I'm going to leave Mr. Lewis as your attorney unless you choose to represent yourself or hire someone else. I'm going to give you 2 weeks to determine what you're going to do. You can go back. You can go back with the bailiff.
I do not agree or comply to your appointed
Go back.
agents.
You already said that, and that's overruled.
Duty is to the state.
Go back with the bailiff. Get your own attorney or represent yourself if you don't like it.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. But hold on, because this one is not over yet, since this sovereign citizen actually comes back at a later date. And don't worry, I've got you guys covered with that hearing too. And at this point I honestly feel like the judge deserves an award for patience, because dealing with a sovereign citizen like this girl is basically like arguing with a brick wall, except the brick wall thinks it knows constitutional law. So big props to the judge, because she's calmly trying to make sense of all this nonsense, and I'm honestly here for it. She's being pretty snappy but also surprisingly patient with her, which I guess is fine. So let me know what you guys think about the judge so far, because personally I think she's handling this really well. But let's go ahead and dive into the next hearing and see if things get even more heated than this one. So let's dive in.
Perfect. So Miss Pugh, Mr. Jeffries has been appointed to represent you. He's just been given, he's trying to get caught up real quickly on all the information and the discovery in your case. I'm going to reset your case so that he can get all of that. Once he gets it, he'll be out there to go over it with you, and we'll see if we can get an announcement at the next court date.
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree to comply with any of your appointed court agents, considering that their first duty is to the state.
I understand. We've had this conversation before.
And for your record, I'll be representing myself.
So if you want to represent yourself, there's some things. Ms. Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me. If you want to represent yourself, then there is a process that we have to go through, and we'll do that today. If that's what you want to do, we'll get your case set for trial and we'll go forward that way. It is highly inadvisable for you to represent yourself. Lawyers have many, many years of training. They understand the law. They understand how a trial works, because here's what happens. When you're in a trial and you represent yourself, you're expected to know and follow all of the rules of evidence, all the rules of procedure. And so you're really at a disadvantage if you don't know those things. And so you have to do everything just like the assistant district attorney would. And if you don't, you're going to be in front of a jury, and it's going to show, and it's just not going to be, it usually does not work out in your benefit. But I have to go through with you some questions first before we do that. And then if you still want to do that, then there's a couple of things couple of options, and we'll go over those as well. Okay. So I am supposed to ask you, I'm going to go through these questions. I need you to answer them if you want to represent yourself, because this is required. All right. So have you ever studied the law? Okay. Have you ever represented yourself before in any kind of criminal matter? Okay. Do you understand the charges against you?
I know we've been accused of.
Okay. And so do you know, and we've gone over before, I think, what the range of punishment is if you're found guilty on a jury? Do you know what that is? Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me pull you up here. We'll go over that again as well. The date of that allegations from June 22nd of 2021. And what that means is if you're found guilty, that the range of punishment that the jury could give you is between 2 years as a minimum punishment up to 10 years in prison, anywhere in between. Do you understand? And you answer out loud just for the record.
Do I understand? No, I don't understand.
What do you not understand about that?
I swear on everything I was predicting her to say that right there. Believe it or not, guys, these sovereign citizens have literally infiltrated my brain, and I'm honestly starting to lose brain cells day by day breaking down these sovereign idiots on the daily. because they're just so insufferable and ignorant that it's honestly sad to watch, since a lot of these people probably have some mental health struggles, but it's not even just that. They're also wasting public time and resources, which is a huge issue too, because courts and law enforcement have limited resources and these people really think they can just burn through all of that with their nonsense. But on another note, I'm also surprised this lady didn't bring her little script like she did in the first clip. Maybe that time under county jurisdiction in jail taught her to memorize it instead. But yeah, if she decides to represent herself, she's probably looking at 8 to 10 years here. So let's go ahead and dive back in and see if she actually wants to defend herself, because if she does, it's not going to look too good.
I don't understand, Your Honor.
So here's the thing. If you want to represent yourself, by law, you have to be able to understand these things. Otherwise, I've got to appoint an attorney for you. So you can't just say, I want to represent myself because I don't like the attorney or I don't like the process. This is the process that you're in. You live in Texas, you live in the United States. This is the law that applies to your case. So what do you not understand about the range of punishment if you're found guilty? And I'd be glad to explain it.
I don't understand because I haven't did anything wrong.
That's what a jury's for, right? And so if you say you're not guilty, then you go in front of a jury and they determine after they listen to the evidence if you're guilty or not. That doesn't have anything to do with if they find you guilty, you understanding that they could send you to prison for between 2 years and up to 10 years. Do you understand that part? What are you, yes or no? No, you don't understand that. So, Ms. Pugh, it's my understanding, I'm not going to allow you to represent yourself because you don't understand the law and the process. So we're on question number 4 out of 15 that I'm supposed to ask you. So Mr. Jeffries is going to stay on your case. I don't care what you want at this point. You can't do it. All right, you can go back with the bailiff. I'm done. Go back with the bailiff. Go back with the bailiff. Welcome to the criminal appointment list.
Yeah, fun, Judge.
This was not meant to be any kind of punishment, I promise. So Mr. Jeffries, get ready like you would. Probably it's going to go straight onto a jury, and we'll just get it figured out that way. All right.
I think this judge did a 10 out of 10 job. Let me know if I'm wrong. But I honestly believe she did everything in her power to give this idiot a fair hearing before finally removing her from the courtroom, because the level of patience this judge showed was genuinely impressive. Like I probably would have lost it within 10 minutes, but she stayed pretty calm the entire time. And yeah, it's also kind of sad watching people go through this, since she really did try to be patient and gave this girl every opportunity to explain herself, even though we all knew where this was headed. And I am so sorry to any of you guys who lost brain cells during this video. I truly apologize for the inconvenience, because watching sovereign citizens try to make sense of anything is incredibly cringy but also way too entertaining at the same time, especially seeing them squirm in front of the judge, which honestly turns into a full-on spectacle where you can practically see the gears in her brain spinning overtime trying to come up with some BS answer to the judge's questions, like watching someone try to dance their way out of a corner with absolutely no rhythm, and this one was a total fail. So let me know what you guys thought about this hearing in the comments, because I'd love to hear your thoughts on how the judge handled it. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate a like and a subscribe, since I'll be posting every single day. Thank you all so much for watching. And take care, everyone.